Grixis Shadow. This deck plays a lot of efficient interactive spells and threats. Both can act as reach or as a removal spell. Mana Drain is just a busted version of counterspell. Drown in the Loch can act as a counterspell or removal spell. Thoughtseize to get an idea of what our opponent is up to while removing their best card. Incidentally, we deal a lot of damage to ourselves by playing three colors efficiently. So it was natural to add shadows at that point. Brainstorm and Fetches lets you choose two alternative game plans depending on what you're up against. For example, you're up against Burn, then you should look for Shadow, Removal, and Counter Magic. But if you're up against Control and see a bunch of removal spells in their hand, you can shuffle it away by using Brainstorm and Fetches, then focus on finding the combo instead. Mana Drain has the added value of letting you cast your Dig Through time early, or maybe even a Tibalt. But most of the time, it will only draw Lurrus from the companion slot. Now that we've talked about the deck itself, we can go to the sideboard. So Invasive Surgery, this is for show and tell and reanimate matchups. You counter target sorcery spell for 1 mana. And if you have Delirium, you can get all of the copies in their library or hand. And we have Spell Snare here to get opposing Bowmasters or just counter a Mana Drain or Tarmogoyf. There's just a lot of targets right now. And we also get Needle. This is for the Yawgmoth, Necro, Potence matchups. Legion's End act as a removal spell, but also a board wipe at some points. Edict, it acts as a spell to get rid of Okos, Mingskin Boo, or just creatures that are out of reach with Fatal Push or Lightning Bolt. We have an extra copy of Fatal Push here for added removal against the super aggressive decks. We have a couple of surgical extractions here. This is a free spell most of the time. You can use this to check your opponent's hand, get show and tell, for example, in their graveyard, or just get the reanimate target. Aether Gust actually has been underwhelming, but it gets rid of the Blood Moon or Okos. So it does well in the Jund matchup. You have a tutor for those controlling matchups where we need to find specific answers. Dispute just to tempo out the other control decks. There's a lot of control decks. That's why there's a lot of tech for them. And we're currently at 19 lands, which is pretty low compared to the blue-black Lurrus shells. But again, this is a tempo deck. You don't really want to go to 4 mana. You can operate on 3 mana or 2 mana. And here we have 2 utility lands. We have Mystic Sanctuary and Undercity Sewers. These 4 cards are bad, like top decks, or bad in your starting hand, but adding them affects almost 100% of your games, so there's no reason to cut them, even though if they're bad in the shadow plan. The swamp is kinda awkward since we have a lot of blue pips, so you won't be able to hold, for example, Jace and Mana Drain at the same time. That's why I decided to have this split of Mana Drain drawn in the Loch in those situations. Anyway, let's try to play some games. The climb continues. We're up against a Lurrus deck. This is a bad hand. This is a medium hand, but it's keepable. They're a Lurrus deck. I think we ship back DJs for now. Crap. This looks like burn. This deck has an atrocious burn matchup. There's a lot that needs to go right for us to win here. Let's start off with the Brainstorm. Alright. Step 1. I guess do it like this. Let's bolt them now. We have another bolt for Eidolon. Thoughtseize. We don't want to see that. Let's just pass back. If they play a Bowmaster, I Brainstorm in response. I want to get rid of the Thoughtseize. I can take one hit from the Bowmasters so that the shadow is out of bolt range. Right? That incentivizes me to go bolt here. Let's just dig. We already used 2 bolts here. Alright, there's another one. But we also need to win at some point. So let's take bolt. Probably shadow. Let's play this tap. Take one more hit from them. Though them not hitting their land drop means this is all gas. Yep, there's more problems. Hopefully a shadow at 4 can stonewall them. And I think I vote this now. I think we lose here. If this is all action, we can't win this. It takes like another bolt to kill me here. Again, the hardest matchup so far I've found. And what do we do here? We just cut the combo pieces, the Thoughtseize, bring in all the counter magic and removal spells. Shooter is fine for getting shadows. You do have to end the game at some point. Alright, this is good. Let's just see what we draw. Another land. I guess that's fine. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I guess we just take it for now. Damn, I wanted a sanctuary. Alright. Let's be efficient with our mana now. Just legions and lets us know to what to play around. They brought in Searing Blood. They might just play Bowmasters here. That would be kind of devastating for us. Right. I'll respond to the Bowmaster with double Brainstorm or something. Alright, that's relatively fine. We don't want the ghost yet. Let's just Edict here. Alright, what do we want? I think we hold off on casting anything for now. Alright, now Shadow is out of both range. Let's just cast the Brainstorm now. Alright, that's concerning. You can't shoot or kinda lose to 2 bolts here. Yep, here comes. Yeah, I think we just stack here. If you don't die. Crap. Let's just attack here. Do I have push? I just need to bolt me once. Oh wow, they whiffed. Alright, looks like they don't have instant speed stuff. Nice. We stole that. Run it back. This matchup should be easier if we get like Hydroblast. Honestly, this is a pretty bad hand. We don't want to keep something without removal. Well, I guess this at least has a shadow. We don't want Spell Pierce yet. Yeah. Shooter. Well, I guess I don't want that yet. Let's just get red. That's kind of a greedy hand from them. Alright, we don't want these. The hope here is they don't find another land. Alright. Get rid of that. Oh my god. Well, I guess I want the shadow. No attacks yet. They might be playing Ragavan. I go to 9. Yeah, I think we just do this. Let's see how it pans out for us. Not really sure what we need. at this point. Alright, you can threaten lethal here. I think we have all that we need. Let that resolve. Nice, we won. Super close. Playing first. We have the combo in hand. Let's try this. Kind of reckless, but you have to find interaction and counter magic. Shit. I don't know. I guess just put the bird. Not really sure what they're on. Probably drugs. I guess we brainstorm first. Unwanted lands. Since the trigger happens at end step, we'll see if they attack first. Not what we want to see. Alright, they are cooking. For 5, I should be fine. Maybe we want the pushback. 4, 5. Like, what if they're on some creativity deck that I don't know? Alright, Matron. We search for Moxus. We brainstorm. I guess let's look at the top of their deck. Ring leader. Alright, I don't want them having that. I think we try to hit counter spell. Nice. Perfect. Another bolt. We will see the power of Valki here, or T-Bolt. I guess using both here is unnecessary. Let's see. Another Moxus. Let's check the top of their deck. Only a land. Seems like we've stabilized here. Right, perfect. Check the top. Another land. Sure. Let's get the land. Next turn we bolt for 12. Nice. So against goblins, maybe we can play surgical here. Nah, that's too back. Just bring in the removal. A shooter, I guess. You don't want Dispel Pierce. Can't go for Thoughtseize. Maybe we can actually go for Thoughtseize. Let me think. No, I think this is fine. Just got a Bauble. They can try to outvalue us. Not a good hand. Not a good hand. Keepable at least. Not sure how we're supposed to play this. I don't want to bolt the Prospector yet. Let's get Surveil Land. Perfect. Well, not really that great, but it'll work. They can just sack the Prospector to deny me a token. Hopefully they kill that. That block was weird. Getting a Prospector here is weird too. I'll do my best to deny them a front. I guess I don't want Jace yet. We might dig through time at their end step. Let's take this. Then bolt. I really want Jace. I'm guessing no. Alright, seems like we didn't have a choice. I'll play Jace here. Plot the shadow. We're still in danger. Aether Gust can only like scary. Let's check the top. Steam vents. Alright. Looks like we're dead. Or maybe not. Let's see if we can beat a sneak for one. I see, they can sneak attack another Noxus. Alright. Wow. I guess we just push this then. Hopefully we don't die next turn. Just auto pay. Huh. Super lucky. Let's play first. Can't keep this. This is better. Let's try to look for a land. That is not a land, so let's reveal. Not a land. Alright. We still don't know what they're playing, so I can't brainstorm yet. Well then. Looks like control. I don't think we do anything here. Let's make use of our mana. We don't want the Valki. Green, red, blue. They have domain. Alright. Let's deal damage to ourselves. Nice. Let's see what they're going to do. An Oko. Let's try to resolve a T-Bolt here. Mana drain.
So you seem to my disguise. Share in my pain.
Let's try to counter this.
Let's play a little game.
Can I use the channel here?
I'll find what I need soon.
So they're playing a control pile. I guess best we can do is try to get under them. Spell Snare only hits mana drain. I prefer push. Edict is nice. Let's cut on some baubles here. Is this a all mana drain out matchup? Probably not. Let's do some trims. Go like this. I think I can keep this. Maybe. Hand number one had potential. Let's just do this on their instep. Looks like we're kind of fucked. Alright. I think the iteration here. Like, right? I think I put.
That's more like it.
Control pile. Guess we just get rid of the fatal push then. So bad. Oops. Yeah, let's move. Alright, capable hand. That's not worth keeping. This sucks. Let's get a tap land here. I think that's capable. Yeah, that's fine. Question is this going to stick? Hellish Nord. Let's know that. It kinda looks like they're playing a counter spell. Let's try this. Let's just plot the iteration. There's no need to move yet. I think we let this happen,
I can't falter here.
but we don't let this happen. Now let's start with iteration. Let's play a Valki.
To be sure you can handle a little pain.
Perfect. Now I can get a mana drain. Nice, you made it. Tough game. All right, we are back. So, what do we think of the deck? I think it's pretty decent. It's still my pet deck, but if you wanted to get more serious on playing this type of game plan, you might want to replace the Jace and the Valki for that right shaman and a reanimate, I suppose. But anyway, I think I've done what I can to optimize this list. I'm not really sure what to change except for the sideboard, which will depend on your meta. You might want maybe Cling to Dust if you're playing against a lot of burn, or maybe swap the numbers on push and bolt. You could also try going for Unholy Heat in this deck, but I'm not sure if that will be reliable since you only have three baubles here. No, the Dragon's Rage Channeler. The Demonic Tutor could also be in the main deck. I just can't find the proper slot for it. So I'm not really sure where to put this. So far, the underwhelming cards have been Aether Gust and maybe the Disputes, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, we made it. Thanks for watching.